everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Lim Kopi podcast. I'm your host, Kok Hao, and this podcast is brought to you by Sequentia. This is the show where I invite my guests to talk about our work and life experiences and as well as our memories together through a Lim Kopi session. Alright, let's introduce today's guest. Since her transition from being a nurse in 2014, Eunice Li has garnered slightly more than half a decade worth of experience in the financial industry as a senior financial consultant. Over the years, she has helped to plan and build financial portfolios for many individuals in order to gain their financial freedom. Currently, she is a proud mother of two healthy and bubbly kids. Alright, how have you been?
Yay! Hi, I've been good. Been a little bit sick, but then I think overall still good lah. The kids are very energetic, and so I guess I have to match up at times lah in terms of the level of energy. Yes, how have you been, Kok Hao?
I've been great. A lot of things has happened, so I'm still doing my part-time job, and right now
Okay, good to hear that.
I'm still doing a bit of content producing. So this is just one of them.
That's cool.
I've been talking to you about this podcast ever
Yes.
since I
Yes.
first got to know you, and I think what's most interesting is that I'm very happy to share with you this experience offline through
As I
our
am
WhatsApp
happy to
conversations
listen as well.
and I think you have seen through this whole process, so I think it's quite
Yeah.
cool to now finally have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes.
I remembered sharing all this with you like during the circuit breaker period and
Yes.
how then
Yes, I'm really glad that it's come to fruition and
Sorry?
continuous. I say I'm really glad that it's come to fruition and you're continuously doing. I mean, it's not easy to prioritize something that is of value and then constantly seek to improve it. So I think it's really great.
yeah, it's not easy, and I think
Yes.
circuit breaker really got me really bored.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I just want to try something really new, and this podcast it's a great way to express that creativity. So I always been wanting to
Yes.
do a podcast.
That's
Even
cool.
even prior to circuit breaker, like a lot of people think that circuit breaker was the period where hey, let's do a podcast, but no, it was during my NS days. So I talked about this briefly in the first episode, but I never really got to address
Yes,
it
so
too
you're a
much.
trend starter. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I'm glad that eventually now it's working out lah.
Yeah, it's working out. So how about you, circuit breaker wise? Now phase 2, we are potentially facing going to the phase 3 now. So how is it so far?
Yes. I think okay, I honestly okay really circuit breaker. I wouldn't say it's the best time of my life because the two kids were with me 24/7. Cannot go out. Cannot work. It's just one screaming. Then after this one screams, the other one whines, and then when there's no sound, right? Okay, shh. Then the husband comes back.
Oh no.
No lah, I mean I have a great husband and great kids. It's just that being locked up at home, that period, not being able to just enjoy outdoors. I think even when I brought them down for short periods to exercise and all, I think it's just crazy. Because I think exercise was the only thing people could do, right? So the whole connector was like really crowded, and after a while we just went home lah after a short period of exercise. So it was really quite trying, but I think through that it really taught me a lot of resilience and a lot of how should I put it, like self-control.
What do you
would
mean
say.
by
I mean-
self-control?
Okay, because when the two kids are really testing your patience, right? The easiest thing to do would be to just flare up and shout. And it works because they'll keep quiet. However, it makes me feel like a monster in me has emerged. Like, okay, I've always thought myself to be a very patient person and generally calm and composed. These two kids, plus the circuit breaker really proved me otherwise. I'm like, I never knew I could be such a monster, mom. then after shouting and all, like the day's craziness and all these things, there are days that you really just sit down and then there were days that I really just cried because but I feel that I should be doing so much better. As with, I mean,
Mhm.
maybe a lot of people feel that like I should be a better mom, I should do this, I should do that, and I should be more controlled and all these things. But sometimes when reality and idealism doesn't meet, then that is where I mean, you do wish that you can be that mom that you know you want to be and you need to be. So that period was trying. However, there was a lot of adjusting and fine tuning to be done in terms of parenting because I need to know how each kid handles different things differently, different situations differently, and then be able to force yourself literally, actually inside you're boiling one, really boiling. You'll be like, yes, Titi, good job. Yes, come, you're a good boy. Look, you're a good boy, right? Yes. But actually, it's like you leave me to be I'm like, what doing? So
Understand.
so I think yeah lah, that has been, but it definitely molded me and it showed me how different situations in life really train you mentally lah, I guess. So that is what it has been for me during circuit breaker till now. After the kids went back to school, great. I'm so sorry, there's a little bit of noise because I can see a plane flying around me. So
No
yeah,
worries.
you just let it go for a while, okay?
Okay.
There may be three in one. Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. This is like super awkward. Every time I got Zoom, then I also have to like tell my client sorry. Okay. Okay, wait it may be 5 seconds. Okay, let's drink water. Let's take a forced kopi.
It's okay,
Oh, sorry,
it's okay.
Ribena break.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you are currently having staycation right now. So prior to this recording, you were just complaining like the sound problems and all that. So we're asking you
Yes.
because we're supposed to have you coming over jointly.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay, it's okay. At least you're doing it at the comfort of your staycation.
No, okay, actually this is my house. So no, I figured
It's your house.
I couldn't I don't think I would be able to quietly do this if I had my kids around lah. So then I was supposed to come back and then like just grab some stuff and then head over. And then I was thinking like if it's possible and it doesn't compromise anything and yeah, I can still run smoothly, then I just thought to set it up at home lah. Then just do it at home.
It's okay. I mean, we're still having this normally, and everything's still on track, so I'm fine with it.
Yay! Okay,
When
great.
it comes to your staycation wise, if you don't mind me asking, how has the mood
Sure.
been lifted? How has the mood been like ever since after circuit breaker was lifted? Because I can imagine it must be more positive, right? Or is it gotten worse? Or
I would say that it is seasonal because I think with my younger son, okay, my older son, he is really great. You know, like as with parents, right? There's always like one that's like more angelic, and then the other one's like. So the older one is much better. Younger one, he's lovely. I love him as well. Just that there are times that he really, really can be very trying. So seasonally, he will act up. So there was this period that was really whiny. Then he got over it. I was like, wow, life is good. Then recently, after he turned 2, I don't know, is it the terrible twos or something? But he just started becoming super whiny over the smallest things, big things, and like it's just maybe I'm not even kidding. It can be like 20 times a day on multiple small episodes. And so these multiple small episodes, right? They add up to be like this super 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 big thing, and it's like every time he start to then in your mind it's like what happened? Really, it's like so it really trains you. It really trains you to be mentally strong lah, like to be mentally composed and in a way it forces yourself to handle it calmly even though you also want to explode and you also just want to whine at him. Yeah,
it
but
must not be easy for you to handle these 2 kids, I would say.
I would say okay, honestly, okay, because I'm a Christian, so a lot of my being able to overcome things has really been attributed to God. Really, I don't know how to explain it away. I don't think I will be able to do it because there are times that I really just react out of nature and it really just explodes one. It's like it explodes for a while, then I get over it really fast, thank God. But there are days that I really, it's like you really have no idea how to handle it. Then I just close my eyes and like just like compose myself, and then I just like, God, can you please give me the wisdom and help my kid as well. Then I just take a deep breath and then I open my eyes, right? Then sometimes it's really okay already. Or suddenly I will have this like really a different thought and different perspective on how to handle things. Then I just try it and then everything gets better. Of course not every time it's a bit of bruises lah, but yeah, so I really find that God is the one that really pulls me through difficult times when you really have no idea how to parent anymore.
Wow, that's a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm happy that I've got.
I'm just very very happy to hear that you're doing great so far, and the kids has not like drive you insane so far. Especially
Almost.
almost,
Okay.
but it's okay. Let's move on from there before you get
Yes,
traumatized by
yes.
this. Okay, let's move on to our Kopi
Sure.
Talk segment. That's where we were talking about our favorite drinks, and of course I was asking our dear guest Eunice to bring her favorite drink along, and as well as myself. And throughout the show, we'll be talking about just a little bit about our favorite drink, and as well as we'll be drinking to rate that. So don't just put it there for display. So just drink it. Yeah. So let's just talk about it. Tell us why do you love this drink, and the story behind it.
Ribena, honestly, there's no story behind it. And if you ask me what is my favorite drink, right? There are a couple of drinks that I always order. And then when I think back about what I really, really like, I think it would be a convenient drink. A drink that's convenient. So like, if let's say the Pao Cha or the Gong Cha or whatever drink that I want to buy, right, is super out of the way, or something like that, then I won't go. I'll probably just get the one that is easiest to get and like the shortest queue or something like that. Or in this case, okay, I'm in terms of taste, I may prefer tea over Ribena.
Oh.
However, because tea is a little bit harder to prepare. Plus, if I drink it, then now it's like 3.48. Yeah, so if I drink it at this time, it's not a very versatile drink, I would say. Like to me, any drink that is thirst quenching, versatile, and convenient, then yes, I think that will fit whatever mood it is already.
Wow, that's very
For me.
specific.
Yeah, no. So it has to be how should I put it? Like okay, let's say my favorite drink is in a bottle, right? It's one drink that I like is favorite, as in is sitting there on the shelf, and I know I have to open it and put ice. Versus this that is already in the fridge, then I will take this and still be very happy with it because I don't have to do the rest of the things.
So
Does it
basically,
make sense?
anything that is in the bottle form or anything that's in a package form, you just be okay
Yes.
with it.
Yes. So if like there's canned iced coffee in the fridge versus I need to make tea, then I'm like, oh no, okay, yay, drink. Then I'll be very happy with it. Yes.
But you
So
mentioned
anything
that-
that's convenient lah, I would say.
Okay, got it. But you mentioned that your favorite drink after Ribena is just any kind of tea. So, is there any specific kind of
okay.
tea that you like a lot?
Actually, I like teh O. So every time I go coffee shop, okay, this one order, right? So I don't need to make. So I will order teh O because I think but cannot be too bitter lah. I don't like those that I don't know, they overmake. They leave the tea bag in for too long or something. Like, if it's too bitter, then I cannot. But other than that, I think teh O. I really like teh O. Like, it's just very sweet and very smooth and thirst quenching. And if I drink it early in the morning, then it wakes me up lah. There is caffeine to it lah. Yeah, but I can't drink too fast though because I do get a bit of palpitations for caffeine.
Oh, so you're the kind of
Coffee
person
thing.
that tea also makes you feel awake.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
But
same for
because
me,
caffeine,
same
I
for
think
me.
generally has quite a big impact on my. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more sensitive to it or what. Yeah. So like some people can drink at 3-4 p.m. and still be awake one, right? I mean, can still sleep at night, but I cannot one. Yeah, I'm the kind that I remember when I was studying, I think it was for O levels or like that period lah. So I would drink one can of coffee, and then the whole night I won't sleep all the way until morning. Like maybe sleep for 1-2 hours, or maybe never even sleep. Then just go to school and take exam.
Wow. How do you survive the next day then?
Can lah. No. So after paper, usually there's some gap in between, 1 or 2. So I'll go back and sleep for a while, because I find that I study a bit more awake at night lah. So I will go home, sleep a while, then start studying again. But it's a bad habit lah. It's just like you just cram everything. But I mean, it worked for me then.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's very fresh the moment you sit down in front of the paper. Then last night I was just
Okay. Great. That's an interesting story.
No, bad habits when you're young. Please tell your kids don't do that. Please study 1 year ahead.
I still feel that health is more important. So don't. I mean, as much as
definitely. No, I cannot. Imagine 10 years of that. Wow, my body will just break down.
Yeah. I have
At least
bad
ours is just like 2 weeks. See, I don't know how exam make us like traumatize us as kids.
It's okay. Your kids will experience that soon.
Hopefully, if I can train them to study consistently, then great lah. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I need to ask for wisdom from God to be able to train consistency in them, because I think something that not everyone is able to cultivate that consistency. I feel it's something that I am working very hard towards to maintain. I mean, consistency. I can be consistent in certain areas, but in certain areas of my life, that is just like, yes, I need to be. So I really hope that my kids can be consistent in different areas that are really important. Like, I mean, like our studies and I mean their walk with God and all these things. I think really it has to be an intentional effort, I would say.
Cool.
Not a happen to be thing.
I see. I mean, I also hope that your kids will grow up to be not just smart, but as well as be healthy, and as well as bubbly as well lah.
Yes,
So,
the morals and the character and the values.
morals and conduct is important as well.
Yes, I think those are really, really, these are priceless lah. I mean, they are. I mean, in different situations, they will all shine differently. But that's in those characters and values. But it is the one thing that, to me, is the baseline law. You fail, you study hard, you fail, never mind. You do your best. As long as you give it your best, I can accept that. But you don't go and be disrespectful to people. You don't go and tell lies. Don't be rude to your friends. Don't be mean. Don't be. There are guys so cannot be bitchy. But don't be bitchy. Like just be kind lah. Be kind and gentle and loving and everything that God would want them to be. I think that would I'm more than happy for that lah. I mean, education, yes, but I don't want a super smart kid and a super and at the same time my morals and values are like
Over the place.
yes. So I would say I focus more on it. But yes, those things are really close to heart.
Okay. Great. Great insight from you. For myself, I brought in soya bean this time round. So it's again. I've introduced soya bean from the very first episode. So I feel like drinking it again. It's the same brand. So
I know, right?
sorry.
Like usually, as in like when it's like different seasons or different time of the day, not different time of the month, or rather, different time of the day. We have different preferences. So I don't taste, but it's different.
I don't know, because I think a lot of people get confused by my term of favorite mints, and to me is that I have a lot of favorite drinks. So if you are
same. Okay.
Sorry.
High five.
Yeah, high five. Yeah, so people that tend to get confused by what is my favorite drink actually is. Like soya bean is definitely my go-to drink every single time. If I see a soya bean store, I would definitely just go for that. Like sugar cane is one of them as well. Like Milo is one of them. And all that. So But it depends on my mood and my preferences as well. Like if I feel like drinking something sweet, then I'll probably go for soya bean, or if I go for sugar cane. If I want something that's more milky,
Okay.
I'll probably drink milk instead, or I'll probably drink
I
kopi, or I'll
see.
drink tea instead.
Okay.
So honestly, there's really no favorite drink of mine, but I think it's like
Okay.
what do I prefer to drink?
Mm.
So like
Okay.
today is much more soya bean.
Today is a soya bean day. Then we play
Yeah.
some music.
But tomorrow might be something else.
True.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
realized that soya bean is a really good comfort drink to drink after
Yes.
a gym session or like an exercise
Why?
session.
Protein, huh?
It's not
Is
just
it
protein,
protein?
but I think it's very it feels
Comforting.
comforting in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but I
Okay.
just feel happy drinking it. Yeah.
Mm.
And I was-
okay.
I was-
Happiness no need to be explained.
Yeah. And somewhat like this morning I was actually exercising with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And after the gym session, we went down to Marsiling Mall, and at Marsiling Mall there's a one soya bean store
Oh,
that I usually
yes,
frequent
yes.
at.
My mom likes to go there. Right. Do you eat the roti prata there?
Roti prata.
Yeah. It's very nice. I don't know if you're a roti prata person, but my mom bought from there before. Because my mom stays in Woodlands.
Okay.
So she bought that, and then I think it's the prata and the curry combined that is very nice. I feel.
I don't really eat roti prata a lot
You can
because
try,
I
see if you like.
drifted from roti prata to thosai. Yeah, I feel that thosai is so
Okay.
much more tasty, especially when you put potatoes. It just
Nice.
it gives it so much more
Masala?
dimension.
Masala
thosai.
Okay, I like.
It just
Yes,
gives so
masala-
much more
masala thosai I
dimensions
like.
in terms of flavor.
Yes. I like masala thosai and masala prata both.
Yeah, both of them okay. But if it's prata wise, like just the simple one, like the kosong one, it's enough for me. Like anything more than that,
Okay.
I just feel that it's too much. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll never order egg prata, cheese prata,
So
or
you're
some
a
weird fancy
simple
prata they have.
classic
Yeah.
man. Yes.
I don't know, but Marsiling Mall wise, there's a soya bean store that I always go to. So if I were to go to gym, then I'll probably go for that. And I had it this morning, so I'm like,
Nice.
yes, let's drink more.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay. So
How has your workout been?
sorry?
How has the workout been? Has it been consistent and progress and everything?
It's as consistent as how I studied when I was young. It's not really consistent. It's quite
I thought that time you said
inconsistent.
it was quite consistent that period. Like every say every day. Every
Oh
day you were-
yeah. I did a
What
daily
happened?
exercise. I kind of not say gave up,
Was
but
it-
I would say that I achieved what I wanted to set out to do. So
What was it? What was
which
the
was
goal then?
1 month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I didn't say I gave up
Very-
after the 1 month. I just said that I will exercise
You did it
once
already.
or twice every
Okay.
week.
To maintain lah. Yes.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
would
need
say
to
that every
be
single day
running,
Is
but I would say
okay.
that it could be as well as maybe
Static
because I have an
exercises?
Xbox at home, so I do like
okay,
dance
okay,
central.
yeah, Okay, cool.
But I'm not
Nice.
good at dancing, so
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. Neither am I.
And I go to gym as well,
Just-
so,
okay.
or I can go to the stadium and just run around.
Yeah.
The kind of things. And
Can lah, can already 很好了，比我还好。
I don't know because
Oh,
I used to be
Much better than me already.
I
I'm
used
like-
to be quite inconsistent when it comes to exercise wise. It's only after when I went through NS, then I'm like, I should start exercising more.
Okay. How has NS changed you, Kok Hao, honestly? Like, I
NS,
mean- Or did it change you, or did it make you different, or like how did it impact you in a way? Like, yeah.
I think it has made me much more health conscious
Okay.
in terms of not food wise that's different. I still eat somewhat as how I should be eating, but I be a
Okay.
bit more aware of like, hey, I should eat more vegetables. I should not eat too much fast food
Okay,
and all
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I'm still eating how I am. Just that I just eat more vegetables and all
But
that.
how? But interestingly, how has NS changed your? Because they gave you very healthy food, huh? Or like what? I thought they give you Maggi mee.
I
to
shall
cook in
not
the
talk
tin.
too much about the food lah, but I say that the food was okay. I'm not very picky on the food wise.
Okay,
As long
okay,
as
alright.
as long as food to eat, I'm happy.
Okay. Alright. Let me rephrase my question. What
Sure.
advice would you give to people, or boys who are like 17, 18, and like going to NS and like super dreading it?
Wow. I'll say take it as a 2 year vacation. Okay, it sounds like
Seriously?
it sounds like a
Vacation.
very weird reply, but I would say that
Okay.
take
Oh,
these
that's very
2 years
interesting.
to re-evaluate your life and take it as a
Okay.
vacation to just slow down in your life and think back of what you have done for the past 18 years. And then take these 2 years to think about what you want to do in the future and slowly plan towards it. So at least like you have this buffer time, which I think most females may not have it. And you have this advantage, and this disadvantage should turn into an advantage. So just take your time, just think about what you really want to do and how can you achieve that. So like, well, yes, you have trainings, you are in a camp, you're restricted to do whatever you have to do, but you can go for courses, you can go for workshops, you can start reading,
True.
you can start doing your hobbies and everything. So you have all this free time in your life, by the way. And I wish I could spend like the past 2 years being more productive lah, but I'm glad I spent it in a way that I'm
When do you come out of camp again?
sorry.
When do you ORD? When do you ORD, Kok Hao?
I finished NS at around 2019, so it's just last year July. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Wow, still very fresh, huh?
it's still fresh, but
memories.
it's not fresh anymore.
我们都老了，
Yeah lah, we
一
are
年过
we are
just 1 year.
feeling the
Yeah,
oldest.
ma
we
already
know.
uncle. Kidding. But thanks for the words of wisdom. I would think it would, yeah lah, it's true lah. I mean, I don't know how my boys would react when they are older and they have to go through a seemingly arduous 2 years. I don't know how tough maybe, and especially if theirs is like the really chong hei kind. I don't know what are the different units called, but yeah. But yes, like I would say it's good to take some time to look at what they've been doing the last 18 years. You know, like we do day-to-day reflections, right? But it's not every single day that I'll reflect like, oh my god, how long? By the way, I'm 31 this year. What have I been doing my last 31 years of my life? Like, I don't do that every day. I mean, like, I do reflect what I can improve, what I've done better, what could have done better, and things that I've done right as well every day to encourage myself, because we're always so hard on ourselves, right? But yeah lah, looking at it for how many years, I think, yeah.
It's
Maybe
okay.
you are
It's
sleeping there in the
it's
tent,
a
right?
problem that will last for the next 10 plus years. So don't worry about that too much.
Yeah, I think imagine like they're in the outfield. Well, actually, how was the 2 months? How awesome was it, or how terrible was it? The BMT.
I can tell you more through offline, but the too long didn't read version is that I did not go through the same experience as most
Okay.
people did.
Okay.
So I was in a batch where I was going through the BMT when I was staying out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because I had some conditions, so
Okay.
I
okay, good.
I
Health
stayed
is
out
important.
and I was with a whole bunch of people that had
Oh,
conditions and everything.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the life.
So,
Okay, kidding.
I don't talk about too much about my experience.
Okay,
but I
yeah,
can
no
tell
worries,
you more
no
next
worries.
time.
Just
But
curious. Okay.
the experience itself was quite interesting. You get to see a lot of people and a lot of people from different walks of life.
Different walks.
And I think the most
Okay,
important thing is that to always stay open-minded about the
Okay,
people that you're going to
true.
experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Yes, don't judge them lah. Right.
Okay, so let's continue to our main questions for today. So,
Sure.
Uh,
The final proper interview. No, kidding. Joking. That's a casual thing. Yes.
Okay. We do have a question that that we usually ask the guests and everything, which is, do you still remember how we first met?
Of course. Yes. One fine day. Okay, pardon my a bit demented memory. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. One fine day, either you texted me or I texted you. I think maybe you texted me and told me that you were referred by Clement, or maybe I texted you and told you that Clement referred you to me. So you see, I have both sides of the answer. Okay, and then that you're looking for someone to help you out with your prudential policies lah, because the previous one wasn't you were not comfortable lah, maybe. Yeah, not as comfortable. So that was how we got acquainted. Then because it was circuit breaker, so then we managed to set up a Zoom, and then from there we managed to connect really well, I would say. I mean, honestly, I think one of the first few clients, or one of the first few that like I had to meet completely brand new one, like a fresh person that has been linked up to me and meet over Zoom. So I was a bit worried that maybe we won't be able to connect as well. Or even actually until now we still haven't met face to face. We should really set one date to yeah. Seriously, Eunice, what are you doing?
Excuse
Kok Hao, what are you doing?
Excuse me, we were supposed to meet in real life today.
Okay, sorry, my bad. No, but yes, we will arrange. Okay, like next week or the following week. Let's meet.
I'll arrange with you offline. Yeah, you were correct. We met through
WhatsApp.
Clement. Yeah, he's my business partner. So
Yes. And
I
a
was
really
asking,
great guy too.
yeah, he's a very great guy. I would say. I was talking to him
I'm
about
assured. Yes.
like insurance and everything, because he kind of understood that in terms of financial wise, like, I'm quite tight in terms of my finances, and since now I'm doing freelancing, and as well as I'm not holding a full-time job, I'm doing part-time now, so I would say that the income itself, it's much more lesser, so I have to be careful with how I spend and everything.
Yes, definitely.
So Clement was suggesting that, hey, I have this insurance agent that I was licensing with, and he briefly mentioned about you. So I was like saying, hey, maybe just give me your contact, or you help me contact her to connect with you. And I was telling him that, hey, I was kind of like not very comfortable with my previous agent, mainly because like I have some personal reasons lah, which was the agent and myself, like we didn't able to establish this friendly friendship that I thought that I could lah. And that soured my impression on just not myself and also herself. So I told him that one thing I value the most in terms of like between myself and the agent is friendship. As long as the person that I'm dealing with understands my problems and understands where I'm coming from, I am willing to go into a long-term relationship with this person. So that's why when I first got to know you, with the first Zoom call, through the first few WhatsApp messages, I realized that you are very different to the many agents I've encountered from like those MRT stations and like friends that I've talked to and everything. So I would say that one of those rare things.
Thanks for saying that. Thanks for saying that. It means a lot.
Yeah, so we met through Clement, but can you talk briefly about how did you meet him as well?
Okay. So I used to be from a church, Victory Family Center. So then as with every not every lah, some teenagers get lazy and they don't go to church, and they're like, okay, I can like lead my life on my own. So there I went leading my life on my own for 2 years. So I backslided lah. For 2 years I didn't go back. And then when I wanted to go back, I think at that point I felt that I think I was with my current husband. So I felt that we wouldn't be able to integrate back into the church because we may not be able to build back, or certain friendships are not say completely lost, but there may be some kind of distance, I would say.
Understand.
But I super super love that church anyways. So we went ahead with Lighthouse this time around to try and integrate, because my parents, my mom, my sisters were both there. So it's like, okay, then we go to church together as a family lah. So then after attending, I decided to join Video Light to contribute, so that to integrate well as well. I mean, when you work together as a community, that is where. So that was then I met Clement, and then I think, actually, to be very very frank, I don't think we had super a lot of interactions. But the one thing to me that really shone or stood out about him is that he's a super nice guy. He's always this smiling guy, like okay, yes. He's like a really he's just very very helpful and very sincere and genuine. It's like there's no airs or any weirdness about him. And then, I mean, he's of course definitely very easy to connect with and talk to as well. So that was my impression of him. And I mean, honestly, I didn't know how he thought of me, because we were not like super close friends. We were more like video or rather video buddies in that sense lah. I mean, like, we are all in different camps, so we don't get to interact as well. So that was how I met him. Then thereafter I moved on to a different church, because maybe I didn't integrate in the way I hoped that I would be able to. So then I ended up at my current church now.
That's cool. See, the world is very small anyway.
Yes, really small.
Yeah. Okay.
Singapore is like.
I didn't expect you guys meet through such circumstances, but he's really good at what he does, and
yes, definitely.
And he's a really genuine person as well.
Yes.
So he's very real. He's a very friendly person as well, very approachable.
Very fun, and also very fun to talk to.
Yeah, it's very fun to talk to. He's the kind of person that
you can talk for on and on, right?
Yeah, on and on. But I don't have that kind of time.
Oh, no, it's horrible, you.
No lies. I wish I have all the time in the world, but I don't have. So.
Yeah, actually, yes. I think sometimes I wish. Okay, I mean, to be very frank, don't tell anybody. But I mean, when okay, never mind. This is an open secret. Okay. It's like, every time I meet, because we are recording this, right? But every time I meet my clients, unless we're on a super, super tight timeline, I really, really, I mean, the part that we catch up and we have fun and, just enjoy each other's different topics, right? Is so much more, it gives me back so much more energy than, talking about the boring financial plans and like insurance. Of course, that's a need and that's my job. That's what I'm professionally trained to do and advise. But like the more casual, the less serious talk is, to me, that is why I joined this line lah.
I see. Now, speaking about your line, right? Can you tell us more about your current job profession?
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe I should ask you, right? What do you think I do? Okay, but no. I would say okay, honestly, maybe I can share a little bit on why I joined and what I'm doing now and how it ties up lah, I would say. So so I used to be a nurse. I was working in Tan Tock Seng for about 3.5 years, close to 4, I think, around there. So then that was when I made the switch to Prudential, to be an insurance agent, aka financial consultant, aka financial advisor. We have many, many different names. But and the reason for the switch wasn't the financial part.
Oh, really?
Neither was it the advisor part. Neither was it the agent part. It was more of a friend part, because I would say that in nursing I could feel that, okay, after working for a couple of years, right, I could feel that my satisfaction level was dropping because I wasn't able to build long-term relationships with my patients. I can't do that, and I can't befriend all my patients, and I'm not professionally supposed to befriend my patients.
That's true.
So I could feel, I mean, the thing is, I can be there for them, take care of them, and then but once they get well, they go home, and then that's it. Even if they come back, right, they're probably worse off where when they came back and when we return to the ward. So it's sad lah. I mean, there's some very very cute uncle. It's like, hey, bye bye uncle. Then when they come back, then you see them, not as well as when they left. It's saddening. But I would say that the ability to impact lives in nursing is much less because for me lah, I mean that was my own experience, because I don't get to spend as much time individually and in depth as I would like. It's very physical, take care, make their day, thank you, and then of course they're happy because if you're bubbly, it impacts people as well. And they have a pleasant stay, but then that's it. Like 20 years down the road, they are not going to be remembering, 那个 nurse 因为她在 because she's in my life. Wow, that made a change to me. No what. So that was what I felt that was what I wanted to do more lah, to impact people's lives more. Then that was when I happened to meet up with my then agent, who's now my current boss. And he shared with me that he actually liked his job. So I was like, okay. Then I just blur lah. Oh, why you like your job? So then he said really, really like, who on earth would like insurance agent job right then? It's like, okay lor, you say you like, why? Why do you like it? So he said this that really changed my whole perspective. He said, I like it because eventually as clients, so he was about 7-8 years in the business, which is where I am now.
Okay.
In my career. He said that when your clients follow you for that long, right, they start off like, you see them at different life stages, like single, dating, get married, kids, and then eventually they, of course not all, some will click with you, some won't, and there'll be some that you really really love and some that you super cannot stand, that you will just maintain a very professional relationship with them. I mean, don't be rude and all these things, but just answer questions and help, and if need. Otherwise, so but those that are really that really got the 缘分 I would say, the fit, like chemistry and everything, same thinking, same values and everything, those are the ones that really stay with you, and they will really grow with you, and they really become like your friends. Like, even though we've known each other for a couple of months, but I would say that we are friends. Like, I mean, even I would love to talk to you even if we are not meeting for work. So that was the thing that perked my ears. And then I started to like, I started to ask more and more and more. So it's like, oh, okay. Then, but I was very, very worried then, because I was never a very salesperson kind of material. Neither was I wanting to go after fame, money, reputation and all these things. To me, I joined nursing to help lah. So then I even had that thought, am I going to like become a bad person because I joined insurance? Like, you know, like when you have lots of money and like you have I was like asking, why become that kind of person that it's on my branded bag? Very funny. Then he was like, maybe. I was like, but then should I join or? I mean, then this, so, you know, I married my husband for life, right? I never even pray about that. But joining this career, I was like, really, I was praying for like close to 6 months and really asking God to show me, is this his path for me? Otherwise, I don't want to waste my time lah. Come in and try, then go back to nursing for what? Like,
Understand.
Yeah, so that was what, and then I really felt that he opened the doors and he was leading me to this career. So so that is where I am now, I guess. And not easy. I mean, there are times that they are really challenging, and I forget why God called me to this industry in the first place. But when I really go back to him and I think back on the confirmations, the number of times that when I asked him, he showed that yes, this is the correct industry. Then, and I focus back to why I joined, which is to help people and to impact lives and to be a friend. Then yes, I super love my job. But on times that I focus on the production and meeting and chasing numbers and closing cases, it's like, really, am I going to be in this line for like forever? Seriously? Like, okay. But yeah, so it's really about remembering why I'm in this line, and why God has called me to be here.
So am I right to say that what kept you going, it's really the satisfaction of seeing your clients to go through each and part of their life stages, able to help them with the problems, and as well as just being there for them, just make you really kept you going.
I would say that all that with one, okay, I'm just human, okay, with one very simple hope that they will appreciate. You know, the worst thing is you do everything, you go all out, and in the end they think that you are not not meeting the expectation. Of course, I mean, okay, definitely there are times that we are still humans, and we do make mistakes here and there. Not that I'm finding excuses for myself. I admit that I'm someone who can definitely be a lot more careful.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, I really very, very grateful to the clients who, despite some of my mistakes, I mean, in terms of paperwork and all these things, have stood by me and just be so kind and nice about it.
Oh.
Yeah. So those, I mean, and so, like, I mean, okay, so it's kind of like they appreciate you for the hard work that you put in and the advice you have given, and alongside with that, they are forgiving, I would say. Yeah, so that is one thing that really that really touches my heart lah, and gives me back the energy as well. Appreciation and people being forgiving, and I mean, just not non-judgmental lah about certain things. Yeah.
So
Did I answer your
how was it-
question?
Sorry?
Did I answer your question? Sorry, I don't know whether I
Yeah,
went off.
you did.
Okay, good. Okay.
I like the answer.
Okay.
Then how was it like when you first started out as a financial consultant? Was it really difficult,
like-
or was it a smooth transition?
No, it was really, really, really easy. Because I met all my friends. So it's like, me and my friend also can. And it was really nice because it's like, and then those are, I would say that those friends are people whom have been close to me at one point in time, or there was genuine interaction.
Okay.
However, due to different stages in you change jobs, or you change school, or you become more busy after you get married and have kids, then you drift apart. So the people that I reconnected back were these people, or some of them were people whom I had briefly brushed past and we somehow exchanged contacts. I didn't reach out to all, I reached out to some, and most of them were really, really nice to give me a chance to even, so I just told him, just give me a chance to practice. Then if what I say makes sense to you, then you cannot scold me like if you want to buy something for me. But if let's say cannot, then just take it, then just give me honest feedback on how I can improve, and this would really mean a lot to me. So and then they were really, really nice, and then I met them, and then most of the time it ended up with something, because I think in this time and age, financial planning is becoming more people have more open are more open to it, and it makes sense. I mean, it's not a bad product, it's only bad if people missell it or is misrepresented. So then that was like, so easy. So the second year or second and a half or third year, that was the time that I was like, now okay, then you kind of like get a bit complacent. Then after that, okay, I need to start working already. Okay, who should I call? Then that is where there are different avenues to explore: co-market, or referrals. So I did both, and of course I prefer referrals. I mean, referrals are still more it's much, the trust and the connection is already halfway, like it meets you halfway, as compared to all the way on the street on the cold, like to do cold. Yeah, but I mean, I would say that they both have differences, but both can still be enjoyable, because it's still meeting people. As long as you meet a nice person, that is where half the battle is won. Yeah, to me lah. So I think it has been, the first couple of years, first 1.5 or 2 years were really great.
Oh, I see. So I will assume that you have faced through a lot of difficulties, especially. So it wasn't easy, because you came from an industry that is so different to what you're doing right now. I would say it's completely different, but I would say that it's
Service, I would say.
It's of a difference, I would say. And then
Yes.
like when you tell your friends that, hey, I'm a financial consultant, like how would the reactions like?
Some will be like, oh, okay, 是 ha, like that kind lah. There was one, she's my really, really close friend, and my kids got And we were really close at one point in time. However, we drifted apart. So when I called her again, I think I was still really new, and then she was one of the first few calls because I called the people that I love the most, or like I know sure very nice one, right? So when I called her, I didn't know how to broach the topic. That I become insurance agent already. Can you please meet me and like hear me out? So I just kept asking her, how is she? Like, what is this? What is that? Like, just keep catching up. Afterwards, like, Eunice, why you call me? Then I said, when she answered. And then I think she was like quite shocked. So she didn't hang up on me, but she's like, oh, actually I'm quite busy now. Can I hang up the phone? Can I go? Then I can't remember whether she texted me or I texted her first. Maybe I texted her first to say I'm so sorry, something lah. Like I didn't mean to like surprise you or something like that. And she replied me with a message that really brought tears to my eyes. And then I was in the office, I remember I just ran out of the door and I went to the toilet to cry. Because she was saying something like, she felt that she's like wondering why I called, and then suddenly she realized that I'm only calling her because of insurance.
Oh no.
Oh, I tell you, I was so sad. Like, yes, I'm calling you because of insurance, but it doesn't mean that I don't care for you as a friend anymore. Like, I mean, doesn't mean that I'm, like, it's just a transactional call and like, you buy from me means I'll talk to you. Don't buy from me means like, get out of my life. It wasn't like that lah. So then after that I composed another really long text to apologize and to tell her how I really felt and why I was asking question after question after question without broaching the main topic, because I was just very nervous lah. Really 1 hour before we called, right, I went to eat dinner. The whole dinner the whole 1 hour my stomach is like having butterflies all the way. It's really very scary one. Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't do their warm market, don't do their friends. But I feel that is one of the most important things to do lah, because you would if it's a good product, if it's a good thing, you want to help the people around you first. But it takes a lot of conviction and a lot of courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Courage.
So after texting her and that super long text, thank God eventually it turned out well and she was understanding about it, and then we met up and then she's my client now. Yay.
That's ironic.
Being my client now is not the yay part. It is, I mean, and the thing is, I'm also really very thankful because of insurance we reconnected. And then she was there for me during one of the toughest times after my first son came out. She came over and then she stayed over and then she helped to babysit him for the night so that I can sleep. And yeah, it really, really was. I mean, that is why I feel like God put me in insurance too. I mean, without being in this line, I wouldn't have been able to reconnect to all those long lost friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm really, this is one another confirmation for me that saying this now also reminds me that this is where God has placed me, and I have to really ask him to please change some of my thoughts about, sometimes when you are in the line for long, there are things that you don't like to do.
Yep.
And those things that you don't like to do will put you off from doing the things that you like to do, because you do the don't like things first, then you do the like things, like the nice things. So I guess this is something, as I tell you, it's a good reminder to myself that this is where God called me to be, and I have to trust him to guide me and not just rely on my own inspiration and my own ideas, but to really be able to surrender and ask him for guidance. Yes.
Okay, so we have talked about the challenges. But let's talk about the positives. If you don't mind me sharing a bit about your work life, is there anything that the most positive thing that came out of your work so far in terms of your clients, if you are allowed to share? So it's like anything that's positive, anything that's the
can you
most
try and define a little bit
in your memory?
Impactful. Okay, wait. I would say it would be helping my best friend Angela come out of her finances pretty I wouldn't say messy, but very tight situation, and then there were things here and there everywhere. That was one, to come out of it and to be mostly financially free, I would say. Okay, not financially free as in don't need to work kind, but I would say, okay, from a messy financial situation, to become neat, to become aspiring to be like even better. That is like the financial stages of financial freedom, like I would say. That's one. Then there's another client that she also had quite a couple of debts, and some other couples and some other clients as well. So I think those are the ones that really, although the cases that came out from there were not say super super big or anything like that, not like crazy big. Of course,
Okay.
that I mean, but to me that is really meaningful, because to me insurance and financial planning is not just about selling whatever I have for you. It is about tidying up all the small little knots that could have came loose whilst we were growing up, getting to our first job, or even studying in between then, and then progressing to different life stages, and having more income. That is also a wisdom and know-how that you need to have in order. When you have more responsibilities, you can spend more. You need to know how to prioritize and, I would say, classify or group them into different expenses, and then don't overspend in each area.
I see.
Yeah, because it's
So
easy lah. It's easy to forget
it's
sometimes.
it's very rewarding, especially that you are able to see the person grow, and as well
Yes.
as able to help them escape their financial chains, especially in terms of being tied up to things that like debts wise, things that they cannot control, or
Yes.
financial burdens and all that. So I think it must be very fulfilling for you.
Yes. When it has, yeah lah, I mean, when I'm able to lead them out of that place and to shine light on a situation that seems a bit frustrating. It's like, it's okay, never mind, you are in this situation now, it's fine. We just work from there. Don't feel bad about what you have done. But with this now, how can we make it better, one step at a time, and build from there? And then eventually, so we don't plan like 6 months, that kind of thing. We plan for 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, or maybe even 3 to 10 years perhaps. Then that is where you can see short, medium, long term, how your finances is going to pan out. And then what are some of the areas that you need to cut back on, to do more in other areas, to be more responsible and to manage it better. I'm not saying every day eat bread and butter,
Yeah.
but have to have some form of something to fall back on. You need a net.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether insurance net or savings plan net or your own cash savings net. You need a net. So then we will work with what means the most to them at that point in time, no.
So anybody that is considering to get a plan or anything, how early should they start considering?
If they are planning to get it on their own for themselves, as early as they have excess income. So even a student can start a plan. For example, if you are 16 years old, then you need your parents' consent. Your parents have to be the policy owner. But if let's say I'm 16 years old, I'm getting maybe about 500 from working part-time. Maybe I'm really hardworking and I can manage school and work well. Then if I want to start a $75 savings plan, I think that means, okay, so after $500, if I'm supporting myself and I still have like maybe $100 or $200 left over, then you can start anything. You can start a savings plan, you can start an accident plan, you can start a medical plan. These are the 3 simple things.
Yeah, the
Or
3 important
if
ones.
let's say that person is worried about their health, let's say family history is a bit not so good, not so clean, then they may want to consider starting a really 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 short term life coverage plan, so that from now till, although they don't earn an income, but if they really do fall sick, at least this coverage plan will be able to last them for the next 5, 10 or 15 years, before they earn more, and then they can upgrade their policy to something more permanent.
I agree. Sometimes doesn't mean short term is bad though. It's at least it provides this
Yes.
safety net
It's an
that they
interim.
require it badly.
Yes. Yeah, so it is very I mean, I would say it's very flexible. Like, it doesn't mean that, oh, you want to buy insurance means you must put like 2, 3, 4, 500, $1,000. It can be as low as $20.
Honestly, that was what I was thinking before like I really got to know you. I always thought that when you do insurance, hey, it's a 20 years day or 25 years day, and it's the X amount of money, and you call it a day and forget about everything. But I didn't realize that it must be of a certain commitment, but as well as must have some sort of understanding in terms of like, hey, it's not just X amount of years. You have to branch it out, and different milestones require certain needs as well.
Yes.
And I didn't know about all this. I wish somebody was really there enough to be patient to explain all these mumbo jumbo terms with me. Because I feel that all these terms are really very hard to explain, especially when you're dealing with a person that
Okay.
doesn't understand things easily, and I don't, unfortunately. So you were so patient when you were talking to me about like my financial
Oh,
needs.
you're so sweet.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
that's why
sharing.
that's why I was very thankful to have you. But I think most importantly is that there needs to be this certain common knowledge in terms of with the clients, like for example like us, where we need to understand what's important to us and what's important for you to understand about us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
So
it has to be broken down in a way that is easy to understand and not overwhelming at the same time. Because let's say suddenly you ask me, Eunice, what should I buy? You need to buy accident plan, you need to buy medical plan, then you need to buy a life plan that covers you for death, disability, critical illness, and then after that you need to do retirement planning, so you need to buy savings plan, and then maybe after that you can do invest. Seriously, bye.
I'll be
Right,
like,
I
nope,
mean,
nope,
like,
not today.
Yeah, it has to be, and I mean the one thing that I feel like has to be relevant to you. So let's say if I want to tell you, Kok Hao, you need an accident plan, like, then I have to give you different scenarios and how this would make sense for you. No, like just tell you this is what you need, because if you lose an arm and a leg, then you got no money and you know, it has to really connect. Or I mean, if let's say someone, the most important person to them is the mom, for example, or the most important person is myself,
Yes.
then it has to be catered to take care. I mean, this money that comes out will really help with your parents, your mom. Or if I'm the most important, I love myself the most, then if you're in that situation, I believe you wouldn't want yourself to be worrying about money. I mean, so the same plan will apply to different people in different ways, in different areas of their life. And that is why, I mean, to me, it's really very, sometimes it can be a challenge to find out, because some people don't really know what matters to them. Yeah, but once,
agree to that necessarily. I think it's
okay.
also about people not being very open about
Okay, right,
their
okay,
lives
that's true.
as well.
Maybe they don't know, or they don't want to say, perhaps.
Yes, correct.
Maybe
So
that's a
rather just keep
barrier
it to
or a wall.
themselves.
Yes, actually, I think when I was much younger, I also did that. It was, I think, until I was much older, maybe 17, 18, that I started opening up. Somehow I just learned to open up and share. Before that, I was like, if you ask me anything, I'm like, yeah.
Is it that
So
bad?
I just very shy. Really, I think it was just growing up, and I think maybe the exposure, the people around me, much more open-minded, I guess. Then I started to share also. Yeah, so it's not easy to find out lah. I mean, once I'm able to feel that, then that is where me and that person can connect. It's not just me telling you about what you need, but rather me being able to show you that by doing this is how it will impact you and the people around you that you love and love you.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
I think most importantly is that whenever, for example, like yourself, when you explain a certain plan, like I've mentioned, it must be something that I can understand it in a sentence.
Yes.
And
In
it's
a
not
sentence?
just okay, not a sentence. Not a sentence. It's a bit too far back. Okay, but at least
In two
a
sentences.
concept that you can understand easily.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I always have this belief that if you can't even explain this thing to a 5-year-old, it means that you don't know this thing well enough.
Okay, that's a very good
Okay,
analogy.
maybe not 5-year-old, but
Yes.
to a child. Okay, at least a child.
Yes,
If
yes,
you
yes.
can't even explain this to a child properly, it means that you don't understand a single thing.
Okay.
Okay, not a
true.
single thing, maybe you don't understand well enough. Yeah.
Mm.
So I
True.
don't know if that really spoke to you a lot, especially when
Yes.
you
I
are
think for
talking
my
to
part, it would be
clients.
if I cannot explain that idea to a 5-year-old and that 5-year-old can understand, it means that I never explained well enough.
I know. It's like explaining to your kids about certain things.
Yeah, like what is insurance, mummy? Insurance is XYZ plus ABC plus minus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
But I
what is
guess
this?
insurance is a good thing. It will help to protect people. It's like your umbrella, you know? Your umbrella cannot have hole, right? Yes, so it's like your umbrella. When it rain, it will catch the rain. Keep you dry.
You should have explained
That's
this to me.
insurance. No, actually, that's a very common analogy. The another one is when you take the plane, if you don't have your parachute with you, if you really need the parachute and it's not there, you never need the parachute again. Ever. Because
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, or like the car, you know the car, there's always a spare tire in the boot. No one ever knows it's there one. Most people are like, you can't even see lah, you put stuff all over it, pile on top. But then if your car ever breaks down, like in the middle of the desert, for example, in the middle of the road, I mean Singapore still quite accessible, but elsewhere if like really very far, then you no choice, you have to change your own tire ma. If it's not there, it's not working, then 惨了啦. Yeah, so
that's
the insurance is like the yeah. In a nutshell.
That's insurance explained
Yes.
in one sentence.
Yes, umbrella, parachute, fifth tire, spare tire. Not the spare tire. Okay, now I'm joking.
Okay, we're just making our joke. Okay, so ever since you started out doing as a financial consultant,
Yes.
and now as well as you now have 2 kids,
Yes.
how is it like juggling both being a financial consultant and being a mother as well? Basically being a working mother.
I wish to tell you that it has been a breeze and that it has been easy. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm coping well. But okay, the truth is yes, okay, I would say I'm coping well. I'm nowhere near depression. Just at
Thank
times
God
maybe
for that.
maniac. So I think I got bipolar. One minute I'm like, I want my client. Then the moment the Zoom ends. No, but yeah, so I would say the one thing that I learned to do is to force myself to switch off the mode. There was one period which was really tough after they went back to school.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times that they will still have that 5-day thing because they're sick and they still have to stay at home, right? Then I have already planned work during that period. Or if they're home and suddenly work starts coming in, it's not about selling or follow up on like prospecting like new cases. It's admin, people asking about claims, people wanting to do claims, people asking me why I've done this, why is it not like that? What is this? I bought this, but I remember otherwise. Da, 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 da. Some my clients, some not my clients that transferred over. That is the time that those times really, really. You know, you want to be a responsible agent. You want to faster reply. You want to faster answer. You want to be speedy, right? You want to be professional. Do your job well. Da, da, da. You want to be good at your work, at what you do, your work. At the corner down there, then another one who don't know climb what hit the head. Then you have to go and then you see them. Then at the back of your mind is like, Eunice, why is the form not sent to me? Can you please faster do this? Eunice on the claim. Then that is where you really I really lose it. I lost it with them. Sad to say, but it happened a couple of times. And then after that I realized that it cannot be like that. It's not working out. Then I just learned to force myself to put my client second and family first. Like actually, to be very, very honest, like today, okay, you're not a client like your friend, okay, but I mean, if I really just wanted to, okay, not that this is not important to me, this is very important to me, this meeting.
Of course, of course.
And I prioritize it, but I was thinking, is there any way that I can quickly it can be done in the most effective way, like through here nothing is compromised, and then after I can quickly go back and join them, still spend the day with them. So I mean, in the past I really used to be super guilty about putting my family first. It was until I realized it was backfiring. Means when they're shouting, there's no way I can do work, right? But because the work is on my mind, I cannot focus on them, and then it eats into my patience for them, for the kids, and even my husband also. Because when I play at the kids, he feels it ma. So because of my work, that was how it affected my family life. Then I realized that I just have to, if I'm with them, I really just put the phone away, and even if I do see some WhatsApp message that is work related, I have to just like tell them, either I tell them I'll reply later, or if I really cannot reply even, then I will just stop. And then at a certain break point during the day, just quickly go and handle those super urgent kind. If it's not super urgent, then at least by the end of the day, I have to clear off the WhatsApp. Or like, if I really, really forget, somehow I see and I super miss out, then I will scroll, like maybe 1 or 2 days, I will scroll like super down, like see who I really like super miss out on, and like really just apologize and then help them with the request. So that was how work and life has then been much more separated, I would say. Yeah, because when before circuit breaker, quite okay lah, they just go school then I just do work, go school do work, go school do, I mean when they're in school I can do work, come home then come home. So this whole thing, and also this meeting from home, like this Zoom thing, it's good and bad at the same time. Yeah, so it's just learning how to cope with it lah. Yeah, but I think overall, I mean the one thing that I always try and remind myself is that family still have to come first, even though inside me maybe I don't want to, but it's my nature lah that family comes first. It's just that when I try and go against the nature because I think I'm supposed to, or that is what I think is expected of me, and then when I can't meet it because my nature is not to put work first, then that is where it can get mentally stressful.
I can see how
So
it is.
then I just have to realign my priorities and know that people mostly will be understanding as I explain it to them. But if those that are really not very understanding kind, to me lah, I tell myself that maybe I'm not the best agent for them. But it doesn't mean that I won't do my job. I'll do my level best, and if they don't appreciate me, then if they really do find someone that is more suitable, I'll be more than happy for them to get a different advisor to service them.
Yeah, that's a good thinking itself.
Because
I can imagine being a working mother is not easy. So now I have a newfound appreciation for my mother.
yes, really.
So
And some more really lah, I mean really, to a mom, most moms, or the big bulk of moms, the children's really come first. Sometimes even if it seems like they are not putting you first, it's not by choice and they don't feel good about it one. They are limited by their circumstances or their work environment as well, and of course their mental health is also a big part as to whether they're able to put you first. Like let's say my own needs are not, like Maslow hierarchy of needs, the base is always your own needs, then you move on. So the base, if my own needs are not being met, my own emotions and mental status is not there, and then the kids cry, cry with you
it mustn't be easy though. So it's really a balance between family and work. And,
I think it's really compartmentalizing each department, I would say. When I'm on the work mode, then okay, kids, you all don't disturb me, and I ask my husband but if the kids are in front of me, yes, correct, 1 hour don't disturb me. So then when let's say when it's the kids, then I really have to force myself take this silly black thing away from me, put far away. Don't go and see. Notification 都不可以开. Yeah, really, actually, I don't know if anyone here has Netflix. Probably a lot has. Go and watch The Social Dilemma. If you haven't already caught it.
Plenty
It's
to watch it.
really powerful. Yeah, it's a show that will tell you how not just social media, but how your phone actually influences you in very subtle ways. Some for good, some for bad. But it's definitely to me this is basic social education, social media education that everyone should have now, because be it young or old, because we were never exposed to this kind of thing since many years ago, until the last maybe 5-10 years. Then that is where things started to become a lot more high tech. So yeah, go and catch it lah. It's very powerful. It made me switch off all my notifications, those that are bo liao one, and only leave the WhatsApp. The one no choice, the one client contact me. If I'm not in this line, I tell you I switch off my WhatsApp already. 你是我 friend 哈 ，OK， 我等到我开那个 when I on the app then I reply you, okay? If anything urgent, please call me.
Yeah, I'll answer if you don't reply me like immediately, okay?
Yeah.
But thanks for your Netflix recommendation, by the way. Do you have just one or two more questions?
Sure.
Do you have any tips, especially for those who want to start out as a financial consultant?
Any tips? I would say if you are afraid and if you have some fears, find out and think about what those fears are, and then speak to different people on their perspective of those fears to get it cleared, if it can be cleared. If cannot, then maybe you're not suitable. So you need to know what are your concerns. Is it I don't dare to call my friends, I don't know if I can sell, I don't know whether stable or not this income. Yeah, so these were all like then really can do so long meh? Is it insurance is a sunset industry already? So many agent already. My friend agent, my mother agent, I don't know who agent, and the next door auntie also agent. Yeah, so these are very, very common things, and or like, no, really man, you sell to then you until you 50 years old, you still want to stand on the road and ask people to do survey for you, is it? I mean, or like, yeah lah. Then later recession how? Then nobody want to buy insurance for you how? So there are many thoughts on this. Yeah, find someone that you know and trust. Speak to them and then get it cleared if it can be cleared lah. So of course you have to be open-minded also. If you're not open-minded person, don't even consider joining this line, because
It'll be very tough.
you will set yourself up for failure. I mean, or rather in life, just have a positive heart and a positive mindset to embrace things lah. So I would say, yeah, one is to clear your fears. Second one is dare to dream and know what you want. Because if you dare to dream and you know that you can achieve so much more than where you are at now, with the right guidance of course, you really can achieve that in this line. You just need to you really need a good mentor, and then you can soar. Of course, yes, hard work definitely lah. Yeah, and at the same time, I mean, coming with that, you have to know what you want. So for me, I want to soar, but above that all, I want to raise a godly family, a godly children lah. And I mean, for me, okay, with no disrespect to anyone else, but that is my priority. And sometimes it also means to not focus on work, even though it is against what everyone at work tells me.
I understand.
And they won't understand it one. And in fact, I didn't understand it myself. I couldn't buy into it. Like putting to me, when I put God first, is it because I'm lazy and I don't want to do work? Really, it was like a dilemma until recently only that I realized. Just sorry, I know I've been sharing a bit already, but this is just one last short sharing. I've always had this struggle of consistency, doing more at work, although I'm not doing very little. I think I'm okay lah. I mean, I'm earning a decent amount, very comfortable, much more than nursing already. But to me, in this line, in this career, there's always more. You know, you hit your this level, you still have this level, you still have this level. Then that one is like the mother is mother of 4. Can hit this level. Why you cannot? So there's always higher and higher things to hit. And
Expectations.
yes, and it's not that I think I can't do it. It's just somehow I know. Okay, in order to do much more, your time spent at work will definitely be also much more, which is not wrong, and not bad. But it's whether or not I really want to spend that time, with the children. That being said, good time management is definitely something I can work on as well. Having better time management. Yeah, so I guess it would be knowing what you want in life. What is it that you want? If you really want fame, recognition, loads of success and money, then by all means go ahead. Go and run after what you want. But you have to know why you want it. Because if you just want it for the sake of having it, then once you get it and that's done, being said and done, then it will be an empty hole again. Because you need to find something new to fulfill.
Yeah, there's little satisfaction after that.
Yep. So know what you want and then dare to dream more.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
That's,
in a nutshell.
that's really good advice. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. Yeah, I learned so much from you.
Oh,
Okay.
I hope you're not just being nice and kind, okay?
No.
If I
not-
find out
I'm-
you're lying
I'm
to me,
serious.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now hearing after everything that you just mentioned, your plans and your how your clients and how they have interacted. Have you thought about the next 5 years in your life and what's
Okay.
next?
What's next? It's very interesting that you're asking me this because I haven't really thought about it. But
It's okay.
you
It's
ask
okay.
you ask it at a good time because just about a week back, that was the point of letting go in a way lah, complete surrender to God. Because there was one day I was like, every time really I tell you, being a mom, very big take one, and being a mom in this line, when the moment I want to focus on one do calling, then somebody falls sick, then 5 days cannot go to school. Then my recover, go to school, my turn to fall sick. Otherwise, the night, because now every night I have to pick them and then they will sleep late, then I will also sleep late because after they sleep, that's where I can do work. Either meet clients or do claims or do admin, like send out forms and all these things. So I'll sleep late. Then I have to wake up early ma. So couple of days like this, right, I either become too tired or sick. Then I'll tell myself, okay, I cannot already, I need to rest. Then when I rest, I feel guilty somehow. So it can get quite challenging in terms of, you want to do it, but you don't have the time, you don't have the energy.
Yes.
So there was one day, same thing lor. I recently fell sick, a bit of sore throat. Then I was supposed to meet the team for a lunch, like to reward the like people who did well. Then I had to choose between meeting them and getting. I mean, the purpose of it is to reward you, eat good food, and also to post on social media lah. Like, hey, this person do very well. Okay, very standard one huh. Then I was like, okay, but if I go there, and then after that I get even more sick, even worse, right? Just told my boss, okay, never mind, I'm not coming already. I think I better rest. So I went to rest, and then after in the evening, I met a friend. She wanted to celebrate my birthday, so now my best friend. So then we went to eat something nice. So it was a struggle lying there on the bed deciding whether I want to sleep or I want to go. The good thing for my career is to go and take picture and then post nice and then like, hey, I'm doing well. Okay, but then on the other side, it wouldn't be good lah for my health. So then I decided to just go and sleep. Then lying there on the bed, that was when I thought to myself, like, God, it's really very tough and I don't care really lah. This career, whatever that you want me to do with it, you go and guide me. If you want me to become an even better agent, please inspire me. Please give me ideas on how to become one. Because I had enough of thinking of my own ideas. It's really very tiring. I mean, not that I'm tired until I'm going to depressed mode, but it is a lot of burden lah. Especially when the family burden is already or rather the family you already are carrying your family on your shoulders. So then that was when I went to sleep very happily.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
At
it was
least you got a
it was
well-deserved
daytime. I really feel very bad when I sleep in the day because I'm too tired. It's like 白天你是不是做工？你在睡什么？ Eunice, what are you doing? But then sometimes really just too tired. So
Yep.
then no choice. But then now it's like, okay, even God had to rest after he made everything right out of the world and whatnot. So yep, I'm gonna sleep now. And God, please wake me up when you need to wake me up, and please force me to work when I need to work.
You're not
Then really,
you're not sleeping after this podcast, right?
No. I'm gonna find my family. Yeah, I'm gonna spend time with family. But so after, it's not so bad now. Maybe I am leh. Okay, so yeah, I would say that was one thing that really so anyways, after that day when I woke up, right? When I woke up, it was a bit earlier, so I had some time. I actually went to actually did some work lor. Not dragging my feet kind. It's like wake up and like okay, I've got some time. Okay, I finally, because I'm well rested already, so I got energy already. Then I went to do claims, I went to call this, call that, settle things and all this to answer lah. Those were not even selling stuff, it's just being a responsible answering agent lah. So then after I did that, it's like happy already. Okay, come, let's go out eat. You know, haven't do work. It's like it's always there at the back of your mind. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you need to do this. But I'm very tired. The next day, angry. But yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I get you. So
Thanks
in
for
short, I think what I'm trying to get from you is that you just want to make sure that you feel much more positive in your life, and you just want to be putting your health and family in priority first lah. I would
yes.
say. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to not have anything planned for the next 5 years or whatever. I think it's a good thing also. It could be a good thing because it just means that you're contented with your life. You don't really see much.
I realized
that
I
you really
did
want to
not
pursue.
answer your question. Okay, in a nutshell,
No, it's okay.
for the next 5 years of my life, I want to raise 2 kids that are completely dependent on God.
Okay, got it.
And I
And that
want
as
to
well.
draw closer, so much closer to Him, so that He will lead me and guide me in everything that I do and say, and make I really want to shine off Him lah. Not be that crazy monster that I never thought I could be. Yeah,
We do have our
exactly.
moments. We do have our moments.
Yeah, so that is what I really want for. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing that I really want in the next 5 years, that would be it. Everything that is work related, I leave it to Him. If He blesses me in extreme abundance, great. Even if He takes everything away, I will still praise Him, because it is, as long as I know that I'm walking closely with Him and that is what He wants for me at that point in time, to either prosper me or for me to grow and learn stuff, then that peace and that joy will just come and overflow, I guess.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so sorry, that was to link to the story why I shared that I felt like the burden was lifted off. Because there's one last sharing. So I know some of them are not Christians and it may not make sense to you, but thankfully Kok Hao is. So you know,
Yeah.
there's one verse that says that take my yoke, take my bag. If I were to say in simple terms, take my bag. It is very light and it's very easy.
Mhm.
Because when you walk with me, 就是这样容易的. It's just that easy. You just leave it to me, I will do it for you. Literally, okay, I'm not saying sleep all day long and God will do it for you. But it's to trust Him with implicit trust that even if you're resting, He is working.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was me. This is me in this season lah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
I
quite
look
sure I
forward
answered.
to a new season of you. Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. We have come to the end of this episode. We've finished our questions for today. And before we go off, how can our
We should do a
our
cheers.
listeners connect with you?
Oh, How do your listeners usually connect with the past sharers? Guests?
Usually, they will plug their Instagram or their social media
Okay, my
platforms.
Instagram.
If
My
you don't have
Instagram
any,
is- My
also
Instagram
can
is
choose
private,
join
but
the,
if you really want to, I guess you have to request lah. Secret. Wait, secret __ muse MUSE.
okay.
Yeah, that's my Instagram. And then, my handphone. If you really need to ask me questions, 91440174. But please don't ask me weird things. Please let there be, amen, no weird people listening to this. Apart from that, I think email hello _ Eunice _ Li at yahoo.com.sg. But disclaimer, I have like a gazillion, like billions of messages in there, so you may get lost lah inside there. Otherwise, Eunice Li at proadvisor.com.sg. Advisor is E and not O. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise you Kok Hao lah if you know him.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, if you want to connect through, you have to connect with Eunice. All the links will be in the description box below or in the screen right now. So, showing right now, and as well as yes, she's enjoying a drink. But also, I'll like her email, her phone number, and as well as her social media platform, and I will just leave it in the screen right now. So you can contact with her if you have anything that you want to consult with her, or like regarding more financial planning. I'm sure she's the best person that can help you with.
So sweet.
Help you to answer the
Thank you for
questions.
the
that
vote
you
of
need.
confidence.
Yeah.
Really appreciate.
Yeah. So we have come to the end of this episode of the Lim Kopi podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kok Hao.
joining
Thank you
me
for
in
being
this
such a wonderful
episode.
host. I really enjoyed it, and I think it went less interviewing than I thought it would go.
Yeah, I
was
think
looking at
that's
the
the
question.
whole point of the
Yeah, it's really
podcast.
nice. I mean, it's just a catch up and sharing about life and how we can all do better, and what are some of the pitfalls we went through, and how we can we can always strive to be better and not beat ourselves up over it like I did for a certain period as well. Thanks for the very well thought out questions. I think even answering them, it made me think about it made me ponder about how I can become better, and also reflect on what I went through, and how this may possibly impact other people listening to us in a positive way. So thanks for sharing all this positivity and taking the time and the effort and even putting so much thought into the questions and all this to share lah. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I'm very thankful.
Awesome Lim Kopi session.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, my name is Kok Hao, and I'll see you all in the next episode of the Lim Kopi podcast.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Signing off. Bye.